people, of which two of them are going to be a minority, you know, one of them is going to jail. So when you start talking about the biggest school district in the United States, we got like 2 million kids in our system. So we got 2 million kids. You know, that means 60% of them are going to graduate from high school on time. So right there, we're talking about 1.3, 1.4. That means about 500,000 kids are not graduating on time. When it's their time to graduate, 500,000 of them is not going to graduate on time. Out of that 500,000, half of them is people of color, and half of that group is black people. So it's like 250 black kids will not graduate on time. 40% of the 250, they end up in jail. So what's 40% of 250? That is almost 60,000 black kids that went through the school system. They end up in jail. And that's where the disproportionate numbers come from. They come as a direct result of our school system, which does need revamping. Now, many people are going the homeschooling route because, one, you're lacking the choice to send your kids where you want to send them to, i.e. the zip code stuff. This is what Project 2025 is talking about. You could open up your choices so you could send your child where you want to go regardless of zip code. See, when they put the language out there, that's the part that goes over people's head. That first sentence right there, when I said by zip code. Because if you live in an area like we did, then you know that they go, zip code is everything. Zip code determines funding, it determines the resources that's going into those schools, your neighborhood, you know, all of that stuff. So your credit score, we sectioned off by, there are zip codes, they evaluate the credit scores in those zip codes, and then they draw lines, like where they're going to really be renting to people, or mortgaging out, giving out mortgages, like real official redlining. And so if we end up debating with people about real things like this, like, yo, let's take a look at the documents. I don't care what people are saying from on TV. Oh, well, anything but Trump. He wants to do Project 2025. Well, I read Project 2025, and I really dove in on the education part. As far as what's written, I don't see anything wrong with Project 2025 in regards to education, okay, in terms of what they want to do, because homeschooling, you can learn. Actually, your education should be at home anyway. You go to school to learn what they want you to know, but your education comes from home. And that's where, when you have this type of financial crisis that we in, where parents are forced to work, you know, there's 2-parent homes, single-parent homes that, like, both parents are out and they're working. They don't have time when they come home to show you your true history or teach you this and teach you that. So all of those things combined puts a nice squeeze play on you, where you cannot teach what they actually need to know to function in the real world. Because all we doing now is, and we've been doing it for a while, is copy, memorize, mimic, and now we're taking tests. Yeah. So every school that pitches you now for why you should come to their school, one of the first things that they put in their brochure is that we don't teach to the test. We want to develop a whole student. Now, why would they tell you that if they know? Because they know that's what's going on. Teach to the test, keep the scores up. Oh, my school is great because, you know, we got an 85, 90%, you know, on the test scores. But that doesn't mean that your school is better than this school over here, who may have a 80% on the test scores, but they're teaching a holistic education. But people get lost in talking points and what they say on TV and listening to people who get paid to be up there to put you in fear.
Yeah, like, it's a script, though. It's like a script.
It's a script, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's a script. It's a movie production for real, like to make you uneducated.
You got producers, you got editors, you got writers.
You got writers.
You got the whole shit.
They're trying to touch on your emotions.
Yeah.
You know, trigger you. You know, make you think, oh, got you all scared. And, you know, people don't see that the media is very powerful because it does influence you. It can influence you if
it do
you
influence you.
lack the capacity to
It do
really
it.
critically
It do
think.
it. It. I mean, it influences. It totally because it scares the hell out of most people, and that means it's done its job. I
And it's
mean,
24/7, fam.
yeah. I mean, you
I
got
mean, now
twenty
they got
four
social
seven news channels,
social media. So you got it on your
so
phone.
you don't
You
even get
got it
no
on
break. It's constant. It's just to the point where your phones now places like you try to go read the New York Times, they charging you online.
Yeah, they want to charge you now.
They
You
want to
can't even
charge
read the
you. You
whole
gotta get a.
article.
You got to pay for a subscription for them
Yeah,
to
so
read it
yeah,
to them,
they
right?
the screen comes up when I try to read an
I
article
think
like, oh,
I think
$1.99.
even the why I think even some of the Washington Post, I think certain shit you gotta
Washington
add.
Post is too. Yeah.
I think you gotta also with the Wall Street Journal, all these things. You gotta
Yeah.
pay.
Got to pay for access.
Even if you got you of course there's other free news networks and all that shit, but
I mean, they
again,
out here. I'm just saying,
they
but if
out
you're
there.
on
There's
your
so
phone,
many of them.
if you're on your phone, like you got to have a subscription to read a whole
Mm.
article. It's ludicrous, in
Yeah,
itself. But
but
I
that's
mean,
where
I
we at
like the
because
homeschool though. I love it
I
because
mean
I know what it means. I know what it entails.
I think homeschool is is probably one of the greatest things that people don't know.
They
like
don't know.
like this is something like because
But hold on, but
especially in
people,
this
but
era.
you can't. I can't homeschool. I gotta work. I gotta work. It was designed that way. There's,
But the thing is,
the economy is
so
designed
even
so
if
you
you do,
do have to work.
even if you so see that's a difference. Like nowadays parents are now like back in the day we was latchkey kids.
Yeah, I say it again. Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? We was latchkey kids, so we was letting ourselves in from third and second grade, whatever your parents had to do and left you
Yeah,
a key.
definitely third grade. That was about 8. I had a kid at 8.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah. So you had the key around your neck and all
No
that
doubt.
shit.
I sure
Open
did.
your door. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays it ain't like that. I mean, maybe it still maybe be like that in the urban, but most people who grew up in the urban don't live in the urban no more, especially if they
Yeah,
got
these kids
family.
ain't got no damn keys.
Yeah, they ain't got no keys. You know what I'm saying? They ringing the bell, getting buzzed in, or
Right, they
or
got, most of
whatever.
them ain't got no keys.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that for those type of situations, it depends on your situation, right?
Hmm.
But once your kid is of the age and they can, and you already leaving them home and things of that nature, then it's not a problem to go ahead and move forward with that. Like it's
Right,
not a
especially
problem.
once they get of age.
Yeah,
No doubt, no doubt.
like eighth grade, ninth
Oh
grade,
yeah,
tenth
by
grade,
8th grade you should be able to, not, I'm not
like
talking about
flip on the
doing,
computer,
yeah,
flipping
that.
on the computer, logging in and learning. You getting in a way. I mean, the way how it helps them, it definitely highly more prepares these kids because they learning. It gives them a chance to learn on their own, just like how
Hmm.
it does you. They treat you in college. Because when most kids get in college, they get lost because they're used to teachers babysitting them and hey, don't forget your homework,
And
don't forget
babying them.
this, and telling them this. Now we homeschool, they tell you your assignment due at the end of the week, just like how college is. Even on college online, like I went to school online. So here, you got to Sunday to get it in, get your work in, everything, and the grade, then it comes back to you. It's the same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I went to school
it's
online.
like
Sure, I know. I'm with you.
so it's like people people pick and choose what technology they want to use and how it can help them and benefit them and things like that. Like what I mean. This is something like if you feel like your school in your area ain't good, if you and your kid go and he didn't get into the school they want to and you in high school, this is an opportunity to try it out. Cause the same way, and the thing about it is the way you set it up every time they take a test, every time they hand in they work at the end of the week, it comes back to the parent. You just put your email in, and everything they do come right back to you. So you see everything. You want them to text you everything? They text you his grades for the week. This is what he did, or he didn't hand that shit in. What the hell he was doing? You know what I'm saying? Like it's telling you everything your kid did for the week and didn't do for the week. So you abreast of everything.
Right.
You ain't just like, oh, my kid's like I did my work and lying. No, I got a text and an email showing me you ain't handing like 4 assignments. You know what I'm saying? And then with what he's promising, he's saying that you can still play in your schools, area schools or other schools sports teams, because a lot of times
Right.
they wouldn't allow
Right.
them to do that. They don't allow them to do. You got to go join. That's why a lot of those kids you see now they just play AAU. They don't go to high. They don't play in high school, shit like that. And homeschooling, and their parents just put them in AAU.
Which makes sense,
You
and
know
it's
what I'm saying?
yeah, and you can see that when you do that, when you empower you actually empower people because they are in control of how their kids are being taught. Now, the AAU piece is really about socialization more than
Mm.
anything, because
Yeah,
now
yeah,
these groups of families, who a lot of them who are utilizing the homeschool tools, they're creating this network of connectedness where they all coming together for different things, and they make sure that their kids is all right.